You stupid fool!
Today's story concerns AI slop, specifically coming from none other than Riot, the makers of League of Legends and various games and franchises associated with that universe. And I'll be honest, I don't know how this video that they released in celebration of one of their games was officially approved, because it is one of the most abominable things I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot on the internet. And the rest of the internet agrees, because Riot has been getting dunked on for releasing this, what was supposed to be an anniversary celebration video that turned into utter mass mockery. So there's this game called League of Legends Wild Rift, which is essentially a mobile version of League of Legends. And recently this game celebrated its 3rd anniversary in China. And as a way to celebrate, they decided to put out this cinematic because, you know, people who love a certain IP and its universe love cinematics that are of high quality and that showcase the characters and their personalities. But this cinematic right here was purely generated by AI. And as we've seen over the years, AI content is just not there in terms of quality. Not only are there ethical questions about its usage, given the way it basically steals artists' work, but the AI content that we have seen output is just really creepy. Like, it approaches realism, it approaches the thing that it's trying to imitate, but there's just something really uncanny. The magic of art is that it comes from human beings, from their lived experiences, from their individuality, their unique styles based on just who they are as people. And that's what ultimately makes art art. AI is just an imitation of that, but because it's just all algorithms and mathematical equations, there's no actual humanity there that it can express. It can only ultimately output amalgams of other people's artistries and try to do an imitation and try to kind of cobble things together in a way that fuses elements of different people to try to make something unique, but ultimately has nothing to say. Nothing highlights that more than this cinematic right here. I want to take a look at it and you'll see what I mean. Now, before we get to that, while we're on the topic of magic, that brings us to the sponsor of today's video, Magic Spoon, makers of these really delicious treats and snacks that fuel your diet. So I'm someone who is going for a high protein diet, and Magic Spoon is perfect for that. I don't always have time to be able to prepare meals. I sometimes need to run out spontaneously. And, you know, I'm just always like in work mode a lot of the times. So having snacks available that fuel my dietary needs is just really useful. And that's where Magic Spoon comes in. I've had their cereals before, but these right here, we've got their protein granola and their protein treats. Both of these are really delicious and come in a variety of flavors. My personal favorite for the protein granola is this mixed berry one. As soon as I open the bag, I can just smell all of the berries and the snacks themselves. I mean, really nutritious and really delicious. I mean, I could eat these all day. And then beyond that, you've got the blueberry muffin here. That is my favorite flavor for the protein treats. You can see right here, I can open one of these up and bring up the bar itself. And having eaten these, I mean, these are really nice for on the go. These almost have this like Rice Krispies quality in terms of texture and bite and chewiness that makes them a really nice treat combined with the flavor. And what's great about these is that they're high in protein and low in net carbs. And with the granola, I mean, that's high in fiber. And so it's just a nice fuel for your day-to-day nutritional needs. And all the while, you're having a snack that is actually really delicious to eat, especially if you pick the flavors that work for you. For me, the fruity ones really work for me. And so these have been a pleasure and just a great addition to my life. So if nutrition and diet, high protein ones in particular, and just spontaneous flavorsome snacks are a priority for you, you can get your Magic Spoon snacks by using my link, magicspoon.com/yongyeah, or by using my code YONGYEAH to get $5 off your next order. And you can also find Magic Spoon on outlets like Amazon and on your local grocery stores as well. So right here we have Arosh, who tweeted the following: Wild Rift China released a cinematic made using AI, and it is diabolical. To think this was an official release that several people approved of. It features Seraphine, Jinx, Aurora, Yasuo, and Ezreal. So let's check this out, and you can see for yourself how truly, like, abominable this is. Okay, let's start with the voiceover. It doesn't match the lips at all, and the reads are just devoid of any context or any nuance. For some reason, Jinx read that line like she was trying to pull off a Borat accent. It's so exciting. It's very nice. I like.
It's so exciting.
I can't. Already the characters look very uncanny, but it gets worse. So this is supposed to be this concert setting.
You stupid whore.
Well, whoever wrote the script obviously isn't a native English speaker. They probably had AI just translate the intention from the Chinese language, and it comes across as like nobody speaks this way in English. And then on top of that, there's still sync issues with the lips and everything, and then the read itself is devoid of any emotion or humanity. The cinematic continues. It gets worse, believe it or not. The animation itself is also just off-putting. And then you can really see the crowd and how copied and pasted these folks look, like slightly different shirts, slightly different hair, and slightly different body types, but the faces look all exactly the same. They're all striking the same pose, and there's nothing about this that looks like a natural crowd. This looks like an alien's idea of what a crowd should look like, if that makes sense. It gets worse. Actually, pay attention to the lyrics, because it makes no sense whatsoever. It's just saying words. What? The blower higher? Okay, that animation quality looks like it came out of Gary's mod. Oh, hold on. Let's take a free shot of this. This is horror movie levels of disturbing, what we're seeing right here. I mean, look at the faces here. They look like they're being mentally tortured and are being forced to smile. Yeah, the lyrics themselves have no real message. It's just a combination of words that you might find at a concert, but none of them strung together in a way that makes sense or conveys anything meaningful. So let's keep going. Okay, here comes the best part.
1, 2, 3. Breathe! Now scream! We are the champions tonight!
I just want to replay that.
Breathe! Now scream! We are the champions tonight!
People at Riot approve this. Higher-ups, managers, leadership, executives who had to approve this because it's, Riot Property said, yes, release this. This will go down well. So aside from the fact that her voice sounds like nails on chalkboard that's been auto-tuned, can we talk about this shot right here? This will haunt my nightmares. This is a demon spawn from hell. Look at their eyes and their mouths, the way they're all staring at different directions. The fact that their eyes are devoid of any life whatsoever. Some people are looking up, some people are looking sideways in different directions. And then if we zoom in right here, we can see some disproportionality going on that quite literally makes this dude look like a monstrous entity. This shot to me feels like it belongs in Diablo. Like there's some fucked up necromancy going on here, and all of these people are being sacrificed and are experiencing excruciating pain but unable to express it. Or this reminds me of people who are in the process of being converted into zombies. This looks like they're all about to become clickers. They're trying to scream, but they can't because they've lost control over their bodies. That's what this shot reminds me of. It looks so inhumane. They all look like they want the sweet release of death, and when a voice comes out like this, who can blame them? Also, it's little details like the fact that as she's singing, she's pulling the mic away from her mouth, which is not how any singer would handle that. Anyway, it continues.
We are the champions tonight. Gonna be idol. Dance with me under neon lights glow. By my side when the beat drops low.
They're all randomly in different costumes for some reason.
Hurry, hurry, hurricane. Can we turn up the flow high?
What does that even mean?
Hurricane.
So apparently this is the future that corporations want. They want to replace humans so they can make garbage like this. Now, it's worth noting that the reception surrounding this video was so overwhelmingly negative that it got pulled from where it was originally uploaded, Weibo, which is this Chinese social media video hosting site. The video got deleted, but of course, it's the internet. Once you put something out there, there's no putting that genie back in the bottle. And so folks decided to post this and to express their disappointment and bafflement at Riot for allowing a video like this to even come out. So right here we have Arush's post that has 5.2 million views, tens of thousands of likes, and plenty of people just dissing this video. People making fun of the lyrics. Somebody actually transcribed the lyrics into text. And when you read it like this, I mean, it already didn't make sense when you're listening to it. But when you see it in text form and read through this, you realize there's no semblance of anything resembling coherence here. The lyrics are, let's go, hurricane, hurricane, spin me faster, no brain. No brain is right. No brains were involved in the making of this video. Hurricane, hurricane, this is our golden age. Feel the hurricane in our eyes, gold sparks in our eyes. Can we turn up the blower higher? Again, what does that even mean? And then it continues, watch me set it on fire. Gonna be you, gonna be your idol. Dance with me under neon lights glow. Fight side by side when the beat drops low. Celebration, let the whole world know. Hey, ah, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe, no scream. We are the champions tonight. And then, it repeats some lyrics. This feels like somebody just typed in a prompt once, didn't revise anything, and then just released it. This feels like last-minute homework. This feels like a creation done over the course of just an hour. Aside from what an abomination the actual piece is, there's also just the moral implications. As Rouge highlights here, this is a slap in the face for every artist who has worked to bring the world of Runeterra to life through their art for the past 15 years. And that's the thing. If they would have just hired proper artists, human artists, to give it, that human touch and just any semblance of coherence and not nightmare-inducing visual imagery, this could have been something cool. Like, the concept is there. It's just the execution is devoid of humanity, and it's just the most uncanny, horrific shit. Here's another Twitter user, Dumb, saying, WTF, how is this real? And this post garnered almost 1 million views and tens of thousands of likes and tons of people just making fun. And that one particular sequence where the crowd looks like they're about to be zombified and the song says scream with that shrill voice, that part in particular is being lambasted with Kay here, spotlighting that clip and saying, I've been crying over this for like 10 minutes. The look on the AI crowd face is Seraphine singing, but the mic in the air and the breathe, now scream, girl, what is this? We're all asking ourselves the same questions. And again, this has gone viral. So this tweet, 1.7 million views, tens of thousands of likes. And the mockery is honestly well-deserved. From the fact that work was taken away from artists to the fact that the end result here was somehow approved, which is just so disrespectful to celebrate an anniversary and to thank the community for their support by outputting something of such low effort. On YouTube, you'll find somebody who uploaded this Wild Rift trailer anniversary celebration video, and you can see the likes to dislikes ratio aren't particularly favorable. People making fun of this and tearing this thing apart. You stupid monster, says one comment. Wow, I can't believe people aren't moved by this passionate dialogue.
You stupid.
And the way you can tell how quickly this AI video slop was put together is based on the fact that it's clearly copying K-pop Demon Hunters, which only came out back in June 20th, 2025. And since then, that movie has become a viral sensation. And so this celebration video was just an imitation of that. For those who don't know what K-pop Demon Hunters is, this is what this looks like. It's K-pop idols who fight demons who have invaded the world. And this movie's garnered, really positive critical reception. I was fortunate enough to be in the looping group for this, so I did some additional voices in the background for this. The premise is they're K-pop stars who have superpowers and fight demons. It's literally the same premise that they use for the AI slop. And the fact that they were able to copy K-pop Demon Hunters' style and its concept just within the span of a month and a half since K-pop Demon Hunters release highlights that there was just no planning whatsoever for this anniversary cinematic. They just decided to use AI to save time and to save money, but with none of the quality that K-pop Demon Hunters, which was made with human beings, exuded. And hell, Riot itself is known for high-quality cinematics that were made by human beings. They even made this cinematic for League of Legends Wild Rift when it was announced, and you can see right here that the quality of this versus the AI slop that we just saw is night and day. There's so much personality, there's so much attention to detail, there's cohesion, there's an actual story here, some kind of narrative that makes sense because it has the human touch, because human artists were the ones who constructed this, and art ultimately comes from humanity, from what makes us human, and not from algorithms, because what algorithm yields is an imitation of something that is really uncanny because it's ultimately a mathematical imitation rather than something that comes from the heart that has any actual creative sense. And I mean, we've seen companies try to shift towards making content with AI. Coca-Cola, for example, came out with holiday ads that were all made with AI. And you can see that these are just not real people. You know what I mean? You can tell that there's a lack of life behind those eyes, behind that smile. You can tell how fake it all is and how fake it all feels. And judging by the likes to dislikes ratio here, you can tell that just about everyone agrees with that sentiment. Same goes for this other Coca-Cola ad. You can see the dislikes ratio is quite significant. And the actual footage itself, it's just so unnerving to see AI's attempt at what life and humanity should look like, what smile should look like, and it really not get it right at all. They look like, look at this. Their smiles remind me of the Titans from Attack on Titans. That's how bad it is. Here we have one that has garnered 8.4 million views that was released 8 months ago on November of 2024. You can see 10,000 likes versus 177,000 dislikes. The fact that they had the audacity to create this kind of garbage and deem it good enough to publish, and then to keep it up without shame as if people have not expressed their adamant disappointment and their adamant disapproval of this is certainly a choice. But yeah, top comments saying things like, coming from a billion-dollar company like Coca-Cola, this is an AI embarrassment. Somebody else bringing up a good point, saying the irony of the real magic tagline at the end of a fake commercial. But yeah, same thing with Riot. That is essentially a multi-million, multi-billion-dollar company. And the fact that their quality standards have been reduced to slop and garbage and abominations like this, is saving a little bit of money in the grand scheme of how much money you have in your war chest to hire artists and do a good job with stuff like this worth the amount of backlash and humiliation you'll garner from releasing garbage like this? And trying to save money, they just shoot themselves in the foot and do so much damage to their brand image. I just don't understand why and how decisions like these are made. The positive to all of this is that AI slop and AI garbage like this, people can just notice that it's AI because, again, it's just so creepy and uncanny. And the backlash both against companies like Coca-Cola and companies like Riot have been so immense. And we've seen companies, pull these videos down or just be utterly embarrassed and humiliated. And we've seen their optics suffer so badly from AI that feels like AI is not gaining much ground in terms of its ability to replace humans. And the proof is in just how badly the AI material gets made fun of and how severe the backlash is. In the same way that, companies try to go all in on NFTs and whatnot, but people push back so hard that companies have all but abandoned NFTs. And the hope is that we can do the same for this kind of AI slop and AI garbage. And what companies are really doing is, they've invested so much in AI that they're doing everything possible to push for this stuff to make sure their investments are worth it. But in its current state, especially, I mean, when garbage like this gets released, all it serves is to create further negative impression against the AI and further dissuade people from approving of AI content. And so at least there's that. The fact that AI, it's just kind of speaking for itself and delegitimizing itself through how piss poor the quality of its art is. But yeah, folks, I'm genuinely taken aback that any of this got any semblance of approval from the part of Riot, and it is a severely disappointing thing for Riot to do. It is something that definitely leads to me and many others losing respect for this company. But hopefully the vast universal backlash, the universal criticism will keep them from trying something like this ever again. Or at the very least, that's one man's take. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on Riot's third anniversary video wholly generated by AI, and what you think the future holds for AI and the way it's being used for creative and artistic purposes. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.